I was talking about the difference that occurs in terminologies with the time. Now here the first example that we have picked up is of the term Hindustan. Now if I say Hindustan as on today, it means the modern Indian nation state. That is what is Hindustan. But when Minaze Siraz wrote in the 13th century in his chronicle, he meant Hindustan was the area of Punjab, Haryana and the area between Ganga and Yamuna. When Babur termed Hindustan, he meant the entire entity, that is the flora, fauna and the culture of the country. Well, Amir Khusro in the 14th century used the word Hind to describe the country. So once again, we have to remember that the term Hindustan has had a different meaning with every different age. As I said, as on today, it's a modern Indian nation state. But Minaze Siraz meant area between Punjab, Haryana and the area of Ganga and Yamuna. Babur used it for the flora, fauna and culture of the country, whereas Amir Khusro in 14th century described it as Hind. Another example that we will pick up is of the term foreigner. Well, foreigner. If I say who is a foreigner as on today, anyone who is not an Indian is a foreigner. That's a simple term. But in the earlier times, who was an Ajnabi? An Ajnabi was a person who was a stranger. Any stranger was an Ajnabi. And a Pardesi, as we call in Hindi, was a person who had come from a different place. For example, for a city dweller, the person of living in forest, that is a forest dweller, was a Pardesi. So anyone who had come outside their village, who was not a part of their village, was a Pardesi. So Pardesi, Ajnabi had different meanings and foreigner has a different meaning altogether. Today, a person from Bombay is not a foreigner, is not a Pardesi, okay? But in that time, anyone who came from little far off from the area where they are dwelling was a Pardesi. So this is how the terminologies keep changing with the change in time. Surprisingly, a person who came from outside was a Pardesi, but a person living in the same village with a different caste or religion was not a Pardesi. That means the people have changed the meaning of the word over the years owing to the changes which have occurred in the coming ages.